Hey guys, how's it going? Eminem Gaming here, and today we're back with another video. And today we're going to talk about a few topics in this video. PlayStation 4K. We're going to talk about my E3 plans on this channel. It's a little bit far away, but you know me, I've already done my E3 predictions. but yeah, I want to give a big shout out to Valetsu. I'm probably butchering your name. I don't mean any offense by that, but bear in mind I butcher everything. So make sure to check his channel out. Subscribe to him on Twitter, as well as Infinity Games 16. They really supported me and this channel, so the least I can do is give them a little bit of a shout out on my channel. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, guys, let's get into this video and the big news: PlayStation 4K. And we've got a lot to talk about. We've got some juicy rumors, we've got some speculation. So basically, the rumored price is to be between $3.99, and this is US dollars. I'm not doing pounds, euros, yen. You know what I mean? Obviously, convert that into what you know your currency would be. So $399, but that is what they're aiming for. What it actually might be is anywhere up to $4.99 or $500. Now, for me, first off, I think that's amazing. Like, I genuinely think that's amazing. I don't know how they're getting it that low. Obviously, Sony aren't the average Joe on the street. Sony aren't. Sony isn't me. Do you know what I mean? If I'm looking for a 4K, rig or whatever, I'm gonna have to, I'm paying for that thing. Do you know what I'm saying? But obviously, Sony are not paying as much as you and I would be paying for that exact same machine, as well as them also getting cheap Blu-ray players. They get cheap because they have a stake or something, a large stake in Blu-ray, so they can literally print out like the Blu-ray players. They actually get a little bit of money off that, so they get it at a discounted price, meaning there's no doubt that this PS4 4K or whatever, we'll call it PS4K for now, just for argument's sake. Whether it will do that, I don't know, but for now we'll just call it that. That no doubt will have a Blu-ray player, because think about what was the biggest selling thing on the PS3 last gen. Was it the games? Well, the games were great. Like The Last of Us is my favourite game of all time. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not having to go at the games, but it wasn't the games. People wanted that Blu-ray player, like, because people were moving towards Blu-rays, and it was kind of like cheaper to get a PlayStation 3 than a Blu-ray player. That's how crazy expensive they were at the time. Now it's going to kind of move the same way with 4K Blu-rays again. To 4K movies, they're moving forward. The 4K TV market is moving up. They're getting cheaper. When I first, I looked at a 4K TV probably about 2 years ago, because I'm not really in the market for a 4K TV. I probably will be nearer the time of this, but that's a different kettle of fish. When I was first looking at them, the cheapest you're getting is 1,000. Now you can get them for like £300, £1,000. But now they're like £300. That is insanely cheap, guys, for a 4K TV. I'm sure people can tell me it's better to use this because of the refresh rate. But I'm just saying, your average 4K TV that would run 4K is pretty cheap nowadays. So I definitely think Sony's starting to move towards that market, and that's a very smart move as a business. People are going to think, do I buy this $600 or whatever? I'm not too sure on the exact price, to bear in mind. But like this $600 Blu-ray player from Samsung, or do I just buy this PlayStation 4 and get a game with it? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I just think that's the way people mindset is going to be about it. But what about the 4K gaming? With gamers, we don't care about the movie aspects. I'm going to watch some Netflix in it, that's for sure. I'm going to probably get some movies like, Ultra HD, I'll try one out. But for me, the excitement is the games. Now, I could be wrong. I'd love Sony to prove me wrong, but they don't have to. Like, it's not a big thing to me. But I don't think it's going to be true native 4K. What the rumour is, and I think this was on Digital Foundry, or there's a guy called NX Gamer who breaks this stuff down much better than me. So check his channel out, of course. But they were talking about 4K emulation, and I'm not gonna hate on the Xbox One because I'm not like that. I'm not a hate-filled gamer. I don't like seeing Xbox One do bad. I just want PlayStation to succeed. That's the simple matter of fact. That's just what I want. But I obviously don't want a company to struggle. But I'm just saying. Quantum Break is 1080p to the eye, but is 720p, uses 720p assets to render. So this is the kind of method that is going to be used within PlayStation 4K. So it may be 1080p technically, or even 900p technically, but the eye will be tricked into thinking that's 4K. Will it be more powerful than the original PlayStation 4? No doubt. Will it run better, like, load times in games and the menu freezing and the store loading? All that stuff will be faster with a new PlayStation. So yeah, that's going to be great. And they are going to look better. But, what is going to happen is, it's not going to be native 4K, but you can't tell the difference. Like, Quantum Break, it may as well be 1080p because, what's the difference? You know what I mean? Like, you look at that game and you're like, yeah, that's really good looking. Okay, maybe Uncharted looks better, and I'm sure there's going to be some true 4K games that look a ton better, but nonetheless, you still got the basic there. You're gonna be the only console that can kind of put out 4K gaming, and that's big. That's big in my humble opinion. In my opinion, that's quite big. But obviously, with any console launch, you need the games. You need the games to launch with this console. So, Sony, it's almost like you're trying to sell me on this thing. You know what I mean? Like, I was kind of half in the mind, nah, I'm not going to get it. I said, I've got to get this VR headset. I'm not going to get it. No, I refuse. And then they announced these two games, and I was like, I've got to get it now. Do you know what I mean, guys? I have to get it because, well, Bloodborne 2. Do you know what I mean? That's it. That's all you need to know. That's the rumour anyway. Bloodborne 2. I mean, Bloodborne, and don't get me wrong, Game of the Year 2015, so don't, and that's not a joke. It was, like I've said it 100 times, that was my Game of the Year 2015, sorry. 2015 was a good year as well. It wasn't a bad year. You got Rise of the Tomb Raider, you got Fallout 4, Witcher 3, a ton of great games. That was the best game of the year, like hands down. For that to, come out with, the second, I would be just over the moon. I would literally love that so much. But not just that. God of War 4. Yes, guys. God of War 4. Day and date. PlayStation VR. Sorry, PlayStation 4K, we should say. As well as Robinson the Journey. A very anticipated VR game for me. Gran Turismo Sport. As well as Riggs and Eve Valkyrie. What that tells me is they're going to launch it in October. If this rumor speculation is true, you're not going to launch a headset without either one of Robinson the Journey, Eve Valkyrie, or Riggs. You're going to have one. Like, Riggs is pretty much done. You know what I mean? Like, people play this on the show floor. Eve Valkyrie is done. Do you know what I mean? So what this tells me is it's going to launch day and date with PlayStation VR, and that excites me and scares me at the same time. Now, thankfully, I actually have the money for a VR headset. I've been saving up. I'm not a rich person. Let me just tell you that. But I've been saving up for that. It looks like I'm going to have to save up just a little bit longer because I've got to get this. Do you know what I mean? For $500, let's just say another PlayStation VR headset. For argument's sake, I don't know if it's the same. I know people are going to be like, no, it's 400. You know what I mean? But I'm paying around about $385 for my headset, my VR headset, and that comes with the camera. I've got to get two moves, but they're already ordered. I've just got to wait for them. So for me, I'm ready. I'm ready for VR. Do you know what I mean? For £400 from 350 to £400, which is around about, I don't know, about same price, I guess, to what they're saying in the US. Again, add a 50, take away a 50. I'm not too sure, but around about that price, guys. I'm happy with that, and it's going to be expensive because you got to realise, guys, I'm spending nearly £1,000. I'm going to be broke. Do you know what I mean? Let's just be 100% honest here, guys. I'm not coming out this year with a single penny. Do you know what I mean? Like we're looking at PlayStation 4K, VR, Libertalia collection. I'm screwed if they drop Horizon Zero Dawn collector's edition because I've got to get it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be insane. So what I'm personally waiting for, and I won't get because I know PlayStation makes some great custom consoles. They made Batman, they made Darth Vader, they made Metal Gear Solid 5, they made the Uncharted 4 one, which I'm salty that I already have one. They made just a ton. You look in Japan, they've got Transformer ones, they've got a ton of them. So I'm waiting for that perfect bundle. Now, if they come out with Gran Turismo Sport, that's mine. If they come out with a God of War 4, that's mine. Bloodborne 2, that is mine. Not all three, do you know what I mean? Like, but one of them, one of them's going to be mine. And that's what I'd recommend as well with you guys. Like, wait for a nice custom bundle, because there definitely will be one. I'm sure they will just put like a skin on it, try and sell it to some people, because collectors are the ones who buy all these Batman bundles. Halo 5 Guardians one did it. A ton of that sort of stuff. But let me ask you guys, what bundle at let's just say three big launch games, not including the VR games, at the big three launch games, Gran Turismo Sport, God of War 4, and also what was the other one? Jesus Christ, I forgot the name of it. Gran Turismo, God of War 4, and how did I forget Bloodborne? I tell you guys, I'm ill. Don't blame me. Bloodborne 2. Which custom console would you get if you had the choice? For me, I love Bloodborne, but it's got to be that God of War. I'm sorry, it's got to be. Unless, because I love Sony Santa Monica, but they can do some pretty freaky art boxes, and they can be slightly terrifying. And I wouldn't want to wake up. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I've got a little Kratos, cheering in the side, I'll get that. A white bundle, a gold bundle, who knows? If they've just got Kratos' face close up, terrifying, you wake up at that at night, you haven't had the best day, fall asleep, you wake up half in a daze, you know what I mean? You're not all there. And you wake up to Kratos' face in you, you know what I mean? I couldn't deal with it, guys. I'd have nightmares. But, if it's got a reasonable one, that would be mine. Saying that, Bloodborne ain't going to be none better. Let's be honest here. So it looks like I'm getting the plain launch bundle then. But, just let me know, guys. What, if any, would you get? I understand, I don't want to make, anyone feel bad, you don't have to get this, I'm just excited for it. But if, I understand not everyone's going to be able to get it. Maybe they've just got a PlayStation 4. But don't worry, all the games are going to be backwards and forwards compatible. So don't worry, if you got a PlayStation 4, you can still whoop my backside in Uncharted 4 online. We'll still be doing gaming, Final Fantasy 15 release date. Now, this is going to be slightly shorter because I've got a sore throat. I know I'm moaning, woe is me. But, we've been going for 14 and a half minutes just about PlayStation 4K. So, let's get into this. September 30th is the rumoured release date for Final Fantasy 15. Again, it's I'm excited for this game. Apparently they're taking storytelling from The Last of Us, putting it into an open world setting. It's going to be around about 40 to 50 hours, which is pretty short for an open world RPG when you consider something like The Witcher is 100 hours or something crazy. But at the same time, I'm just happy the game's coming out. To me, games like Fallout, The Witcher, Metal Gear Solid 5 were too dense. They had too much stuff in them. And that's not always a bad thing, but it can be. I do think you can have too much going on in a game. And to have a game that's like an open world RPG and here's the story. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want the story. That's why I buy a game, is for the story. I love the storytelling. So for me, if that means it's got to be 20 hours for an RPG, not including side quests, that's fine by me. So yeah, that looks cool. Some of the screenshots do look beautiful, though. I will say, September 30th. Hey, now this might sound crazy, but launch PlayStation 4.5k game. Obviously, it's not an exclusive, but hey, it does look beautiful. Too beautiful. Maybe a bit of that rendering PS4k. I'll see you. I see you, Square Enix. I know what you're doing. No, I'm joking, but yeah. Interesting. What do you think, guys? I mean, I don't want to talk about it too much because this was meant to be a PS3 game. This was an exclusive for the PlayStation 3 called Final Fantasy 13, like versus 2 or something crazy. And now it's Final Fantasy 15 and it's 2016 and we're talking about another PlayStation 4. We're not even, anywhere. We're talking about discontinuing all the, Vitas and all this sort of stuff. So we've moved a long way since then. So I don't want to be like, yay, because as Colin Moriarty said, this game, if you added up, everything, it would be a year of development for every 90 minutes of the game. so that's not, what I mean? That's pretty interesting. But I'm excited. I don't usually play Final Fantasy 15. No one plays Final Fantasy 15, but I don't usually play Final Fantasy games because they usually give me headaches, especially the PlayStation 1 games. I mean, I have problems with games anyway, giving me headaches. That was awful. Like, that was terrible. Not that they were bad, Some people love Final Fantasy 7 and Final Fantasy 6 and all that. I can't play them, do you know what I mean? They make me sick, so not as like, ugh, but they make me ill. But I've watched the trailers. I played a little bit of the demo, even though Final Fantasy Type O made me feel a little bit, weird. Final Fantasy 15, yeah, it's fine. To me, it's fine. It doesn't do too much. Again, I'll pick it up. And yeah, I mean, would you guys like to see a Let's Play of that? I mean, yeah, that'd be great. So, in one video, guys, I just had to make this video. Again, I wasn't really feeling up to it. Had to do it. PlayStation 4K, Bloodborne 2, God of War 4, Gran Turismo Sport launch bundle, the price of a PlayStation 4K, and Final Fantasy 15. This has been a pretty productive video, let's just say. So yeah, guys, this has been Eminem Gaming. If you like the video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're not already, if you enjoy the content. But until next time, guys, I'll catch you guys in a new video very soon.